In this video I will be looking at the history of film editing and mentioning some techniques and transitions. It all started when the first motion cameras were invented in the 1890s. The Lumiere brothers started this movement in 1895. They invented cinematography. It was a three-way machine that recorded, captured and projected a motion picture. The work that they produced only consisted of one long roll of film, a continuous shot. In 1901 Edwin S. Porter came along and showed us that it didn't have to be a long clip. He had started to experiment by sticking different parts of film together. The film because several minutes long consisting of a series of shots. The first film studios were built in 1897. The first successful permanent theater showing only films was the Nickelodeon in Pittsburgh in 1905. Primitive editing is a style of editing which is in-camera editing. The cameraman would stop cranking and then continue to film at the next scene. This can also allow to have some special effects early on. For example, George's Malia stops the camera after detonating a magic puff of smoke in front of his actor, then begins the camera again after the actor has left the stage, making it seem as if the actor has magically vanished. Before digital editing, there was analog editing. It involved cutting down the film negatives and placing them in order. It then went through a machine called the Moviola or the KEM. A Moviola is a device that allows a film editor to view the film while editing it. It was the first machine for motion picture editing when it was invented by Ewan Serrier in 1924. Since computers have been invented, digital editing and filming has taken over. Editing with a computer is much more faster and more efficient. Digital video clips are imported into the software. The clips are then manipulated, cut and set into order. After clips have been put together, then effects are added. The first computers and editing software was only capable of basic sound and video editing. Amazing effects and tasks such as chroma keying, motion tracking, CGI, hundreds of footage enhancing is all created using the computers and software of the modern day. Computers were first used in the 1960s when they created the first animated film Hummingbird. This was continued until the 9180s when CGI movies were released. Continuity editing is a type of editing which is used to give a clear narrative a structure. This style of editing can often be contrasted with montages. It's a series of different techniques which is used to maintain a continuous narrative action. It's to make the shot sequences to flow better together and make it easier for the viewer to understand the film. The techniques which are used are establishing shots, shot, reverse shot, 180 degrees rule, 30 degrees rule, cross-cutting, match on action, eyeline match, re-establishing shot. A montage is a technique which is selecting, editing and putting together separate sections of footage together to form a continuous whole. It's created from a series of short shots into a sequence to condense space, time and information. The 180 degrees rule is the angle between any two consecutive shots which should not be exceeding more than 180 degrees. This is to maintain a spatial relationship between people and objects in any given sequence of shots. When looking at the 180 degrees rule, it is important not to cross the line of action between two characters, otherwise the scene could get confusing. This same rule will apply to any moving subject. You'd need to keep to one side of the direction of motion. Jump cutting is when you cut the clip to make it look quicker. It gives the effect of jumping in time. The jump cut also gives the effect of disappearing and reappearing. Cutting on action is used to cut from one scene to another while the subject is in motion. This is often seen on punches or kicks, but it could be on something as simple as a character throwing something or even going through a door. Eyeline match is a type of cut which is between two shots, in which the first shot shows a person looking off into a direction. The second shot is showing what the person is looking at, either a space or another person looking back towards them in the opposite direction. Transitions is a type of technique which is used in the post-production process of film editing and video editing, by which scenes or shots are combined. This is most commonly done by a normal cut to the next shot. Most films also include a range of other transitions, used to convey a tone or mood, suggest a passage of time, or separate parts of the story. These other transitions include dissolves, L-cuts, match cuts and wipes. The cut is the most basic type of shot transition. The cut is the most common way to join two shots together. It's to join a continuation of two different shots within the same time and space. It is the most basic in the film as there is no special process to perform a cut. It's simply two film strips which are played one after another. Shot, reverse shots are two shots that alternate characters, typically in a conversation situation. Usually characters in one frame would look left and the other frame they'd be looking right. When in production it may not be filmed in the correct order, but during post-production it would be edited together afterwards. The fade-in, fade-out is a type of dissolve. The fade-out is traditionally placed at the end of a scene to show the end of that action. A dissolve overlaps two shots for the duration of the effect. It's usually at the end of one scene and the beginning of the next, but it can be used in montage sequences. Cross-cutting is a type of editing which alternates between shots, occurring simultaneously in two or more different locations. The wipe is a type of film transition where one shot replaces another by traveling from one side of the frame to another, or can often be in a special shape. An iris slow is a wipe that takes the shape of a growing or shrinking circle. It has been frequently used in animated short subjects, for example the Looney Tunes, to signify the end of a story. The J-cut is an audio transition where you first hear the audio of the next clip before you see the footage.
I can't, I gotta go home!
The L-cut is another audio transition where you hear the audio of the clip which is still present during the next clip.
Serve fried chicken and watermelon on a daily basis in my mess hall.